Good morning, Internet fans, and I don't know if we say happy Veterans Day, but it definitely is Veterans Day. Very proud and lucky to have this broadcast on this day, as a lot of my family are retired veterans, and I have a number of friends who serve. So, to all those who have served, will served, and are serving, thank you very much. Today is also Social Media Wednesday. Therefore, I have Pravaro Marketing, which is Sarah Giametti. I'm getting everything backwards today. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. We're going to talk about Instagram today, and you've got 5 tips to make your Instagram community love your brand.
I do. I wanted to go back to Instagram because it's hot, it's growing. And I think a lot of business owners, especially if they're a B2B business, they struggle with trying to figure out a way to be on Instagram. And so I thought it'd be a good time to do an episode, especially the holidays coming up, on how to help businesses improve their community and grow their Instagram community and interaction and strategy.
Right. So I guess there's 2 issues that I think we should address first before we go into the 5, and that is, first of all, as a small business owner, how relevant is Instagram? I mean, I'm already doing Facebook, I'm already doing Twitter. I got to handle billing and all these other things, and now you want me to do Instagram also. The other thing is, the return on investment. I understand Instagram on a very large scale. I read an article a couple of days ago where the hot thing are people that have huge accounts, they'll do brand endorsements. So this is XYZ brand. If I incorporate me drinking the brand in a picture, based on, like, for every 1,000 likes I get $150, $200. But as a business owner, especially a small business owner, I'm not going to get 1,000 likes.
No, you're not. It's definitely, you've got to think, it's the same with Facebook. It's the same scale kind of thing. You can still be very relevant on Instagram for a local business. Like we were talking off air about for our community. We live in Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, and you can still follow their community organizations on there. There are other businesses. And so you will have to do a little bit of research for your own community, but look for the city you live in or the county, the visitors bureau, places like that, and see, follow them, interact with them, see kind of what they're doing, what hashtags they're using, and kind of like it's dig down that rabbit hole a little bit of data research. And you can still have a very influential Instagram campaign and strategy. It will definitely be on a smaller scale. So if you get 25, 30 likes for your local business, could be great for you, especially if it drives traffic to your website and puts people in front of you, in your doors, in your stores. You don't need I mean, obviously we probably all would love to have 1,000 people walk through the door, but if 30 walk through the door, 30 new people walk through the door, you're going to be thrilled.
Okay, perfect. And I guess the other issue is, Instagram. That's all about high school kids on their cell phones sending pictures and all that type of stuff, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's the biggest user group is 18 to 34. It's pretty close to a 50-50 male female split. And you've got to think 34, they're married, they've got kids, not everybody obviously, but they're definitely having families. At 34, my kid was a teenager almost. So, you've got to you think outside the box a little bit, but 18 to 34 covers 2 different generations. And we all get older every year. So that's just going to increase. It's kind of going the way as Facebook. Facebook started in college and then it grew. Plus they got older. And so the demographics grew. Now Facebook covers 18 to 65 very well. And Instagram seems to be going a little bit in that direction. So don't dismiss it out of hand thinking it's just teenagers, because you do have people all the way up. You have all ages, but the biggest users are all the way up to 35.
Okay, perfect. So what is going to be number one to make people fall in love with your brand on Instagram?
To build a community around an actionable hashtag. So create a hashtag, don't hijack somebody's, but create a hashtag that will get your community involved for them to use. So a perfect example was Nike ran one that was choose your winter. And they had I think it was choose your winter, something like that. And they use this hashtag and they encourage their community to post pictures using this hashtag. There's two benefits to this. One, you get the hashtag used a lot, and so you get exposure through that. But it gave Nike a really easy opportunity to repost and highlight their followers. And so, because you can do a search by hashtag, and all the pictures that your followers have posted on Instagram with your hashtag, and it's basically giving you free content because you can just repost their stuff and highlight them and their activity. So you can build a community around something that encourages them to do something and do it within the lines of your brand. If you're an outdoor store, do something that goes with outdoor. If you're a gym, do it along with weightlifting or running or working out. I got a girlfriend who's part of this workout community, and she posts and promotes them in every post when she's working out. And so you want to build that kind of loyalty community and utilize a hashtag so that other people are kind of doing some of the work for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest websites out there today, for the most part, they're not creating their own content. People are creating it for them. So from a marketing point of view, anytime you can get people to give you content, one, if you're just one person trying to come up with creative ideas, you're going to be limited to the scope of that you think about. But even if you have just 50 people coming up with original content ideas and sharing it with you, who knows what it could do for your business.
Right. And you can promote it on other platforms. You don't just have to promote the hashtag on Instagram. If you've got a really good following on Facebook or some other platform, you can drive them to Instagram, say, hey, post your pictures of doing XYZ activity using this hashtag, and we'll regram our favorite ones or things like that. So you can be a little bit creative about it and encourage your community to help you create content.
Okay. And just to clarify what the hashtag, what you're talking about is creating your very own hashtag that nobody else is using. So you want to make sure if you come up with something creative, it needs to be short, memorable, easy to remember, and ideally do a little bit of research, make sure nobody else is using it, because you could be sending people to your competitor's website.
Right. And on Instagram, especially on the computer, it's really easy. You type the hashtag you want to do, and it'll auto-populate and tell you if there are other posts already using it. So it's a really quick and easy way to figure out if you're being unique enough or not.
Okay, perfect. And then it's 9:53. So what's number 2?
Partner with a good cause that's in alignment with your brand. So this is especially good during the holidays. If you are a restaurant and you can partner with a brand that is feeding the homeless, and you can offset, donate your unused food that you can't serve in the restaurant, something like that, and leverage their community with your community and have joint promotions.
Yeah, and that's just really smart, because if you've got 100 people and somebody else has 500 people, you just increase your visibility by 5-fold overnight by tagging in with them. So that's just smart, smart, smart.
Yep. And most of us do some sort of community service, or believe in a cause. So highlight that, because it goes back to the branding. People want to know, like, and trust you and relate to you. And so by highlighting your community service, especially for a local business, showing how involved you are in your community and how involved you are in your cause will really endear people to you.
All right. Perfect.
Number 3. Do not overpost. Twitter is like the only one that this does not apply to. I have a personal friend on my personal Instagram account that it blows up my feed because it's her. Instagram is chronological, and so you definitely want to be conscientious of that if you've got people following you, especially if people they're not following a ton of people, you want to be conscientious that you're not blowing up their newsfeed, because then they're just not going to want to follow you, because they're just like, oh my God, more. You're going to tire them out. So be aware of that it doesn't, if you can't do a whole album, it doesn't group them together like Facebook does. So it's every single one of them is an individual post. So you'll want to keep it to a minimum, 1, 2, 3 times a day max. But one should be sufficient. One every day, every other day should be sufficient for Instagram.
So I guess the key takeaway here is that if you have 20 pictures, and obviously you can throw it up on Facebook and create an album. With Instagram, just choose the best one of the 20. I enjoy taking photography, and I take a lot of pictures, and I post some of them on my Facebook account. And I just got a comment yesterday, oh, you take such beautiful pictures. And my typical response is, I only post the good ones. That's why I take good pictures, because I only post the good ones. All the other, the 98% that I don't post are crap, and I don't post them.
Right. And the same goes for Instagram. Yeah, pick the very best of the 20. That's what everybody does on Instagram. They post the best of the best. Like that article, the girl that was making a ton of money, she stopped doing Instagram and kind of said, yeah, this is not real life. I took 500 pictures to get that one that I put on Instagram.
All right.
So you definitely don't need to go that extreme, but yeah, pick the one best of the group that you're looking at for Instagram.
All right. And I think we're coming up on number 4.
Number 4, find the beauty in your brand. And this really applies to B2B. Like, what am I going to show? Me sitting in front of a computer, or Ryan and I in the office, which I have actually, but there's the work that I do, there isn't a ton to show of the actual work I do. And so you have to be creative. Like I said, find the beauty in your brand. So I do post pictures of Ryan and I in the office doing videos, or having a meeting, or messing around with him throwing a paper airplane at me. So especially if you don't have product, you can still be creative and mix it in with quotes or pretty pictures. I put pictures of my cats, because when I work from home, the couple days a week I work from home, they like to lay on me, on my arms, on my desk. And so, but they're also a big part of my life, and I am my brand. So you can think outside the box a little bit on what you're doing, and that's where it goes back to find the beauty in your brand, or highlight your customers or your clients, their products, things like that. You don't have to be a restaurant or a bar or a business that has a product to sell to be on Instagram. You definitely can do it as a B2B service business. You just have to be a little bit more creative about what you put out there.
Right. And the other thing I'm thinking about is if you're involved in nonprofit, or if you go the business mixers, those type of things, especially because we're talking about local community, local business, trying to build a local following. Let people know where you're at, because if they see that you're showing up at the local chamber mixer every month, and somebody wants to reach out and contact you, maybe that's a way that they're more comfortable of showing up.
Exactly. And so, yeah, show you in the community, and people will engage with you for sure.
All right, perfect. Then we got about 2 minutes left for number 5.
Number 5 is check the people you are following, what they're doing. And how you do this is in your Instagram app. If you go to your activity newsfeed, which is, I had to pull up my phone to remind me what it looked like, the little bubble with a heart in it. First, it pops up your activity, and that's what people have done with your pictures. Their likes, they liked it, commented, followed you. But on the right-hand side is the word followers, and click on that, and you can see what the people that you are following, what they're doing. And so that's also a way to do a little bit of research, see what kind of creative things they're putting out there, what hashtags they're using, who their followers are. It's definitely a way to look at, and a way to increase who you should be interacting with, maybe you should add some more followers, change up your hashtags a little bit. It's definitely a great way to find the people that are likely to love your brand on Instagram.
All right, perfect. So with that, we're running out of time for today's show, but I think there's definitely 5 usable tips that you can start implementing today in your business. One of the key things is always do a little bit of research first. Just like any conversation, when you go into it being the new person, listen first and then start engaging. With that, Sarah, I appreciate your time. We will see you next Wednesday for another episode of Social Media Wednesday.
Thanks, Ryan. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right, everybody, that's it for the show. Take care and have a great Veterans Day.